progress over so far this season to put him even in a better spot going into this game?
I think he's definitely used that experience from last year in terms of his ability to prepare. I think the speed of the game does not surprise him. I think his poise and really his resiliency on the field, it shows. He's able to overcome a mistake and really doesn't blink. And there's just a sense of calmness and confidence that he brings. And I think that comes from experience, and then it also comes from preparation. And I think he's got a lot of both, really.
And the ability to use Donovan, how has that helped your offense, and especially this week, being able to maybe utilize both of them going into this game against their defense?
Yeah, it's always a little bit tricky because you don't want to disrupt Henry and you don't want to disrupt what we're doing on offense. But again, Henry's not really fazed by it. I don't think it affects his rhythm. Donovan's been able to really come in and add a dimension to our run game and our pass game that has kind of shot us in the arm a little bit, and it adds a development, a different dimension to our offense. And when he comes in the game, it's not a situation where it's just going to be all quarterback run.
Coach, the theme of the week seems to be stacking success. I just want to know what that means to you on your side of the ball.
Yeah, I think we talk about stacking success, managing success. It's like anything in life. When you get kicked in the teeth, you come back and you're like, I'm going to do everything I can not to let that happen again. And the hardest thing to do in any field or any profession is to handle success, because what got you success is typically you have to replicate it each week, and it's very hard when you have so many voices, and then also it's human nature to let your guard down. And so it's our job as coaches to try to simulate ways to keep their guard up and to push them and to motivate them and understand managing success is every week, every single day. The steps that you take to prepare, to watch film, to eat, to sleep, to work out with Coach Scholes, the practice field, it's a checklist that you have to do every single week the exact same way. Because the thing about football is this game is if you typically get what you put into it. And if you put all you can into it, the results are going to be typically in your favor. And if you cheat the process or the steps, then typically that'll be revealed at some point.
Is there anything else that you guys have been working on specifically for this week that keeps the consistency going with the offense?
I just think of just talking about it a lot in terms of, we've been able to come off of a disappointing loss with a lot of motivation, and to have that same motivation and focus this week, and then hopefully continuing moving forward the next few weeks. So I think just the awareness of our players, it's hard to simulate it until you just press them and then try to get them to get into that frame of mind, and hopefully they all learn from those experiences and we all learn from those experiences.
What have y'all seen from the Kansas State defense on film?
Shoot, man, I wish they used to be all 4 down quarters, and now they're 3 down, very disruptive. They play with a 3 safety shell, and from that you see just a very various amount of coverages, very, very physical. They're probably one of the most physical defenses. Remind me of probably the defense similar that Baylor had in Coach Rule's last season there in terms of guys flying around, making plays, very physical. They have a defensive front that at times they only rush 3, and they are able to create a pass rush and create negative plays. So, it's a little bit different from a structure standpoint than what they've done. It's similar to some of the defenses you've seen in this conference, but it's a very aggressive, tough-minded defense.
Go ahead, Don.
Go ahead.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Okay, you guys had a lot of success on the ground last week. I think majority of your touchdowns were rushing. Is that kind of the game plan going forward? Is it just obviously just reading the defense?
It's just reading the defense. I think each week you evaluate, and hopefully you build your offense to where you have your foundation of what you do and who you are, but you also, all right, what gives us the best chance to win a football game this week based off who you're playing, what are our strengths, what are our advantages, and try to play to those.
How'd you grade your tight ends this week?
I thought they did really well. I thought they made a lot of plays in the run game. They've been very consistent and physical. We're running power, and sometimes with multiple tight ends, and they're creating a lot of space. There's one of them that I can remember that Mason didn't come down and block the right guy. Catching the football, they've made plays, and so I've been really pleased with those guys. We ask them to do a lot. I mean, they probably, besides the quarterbacks and offensive line, and besides the center, I mean, those guys that we ask them to do so much with their hand on the ground, in the backfield, inline, split out, you're going fast, and being able to run your whole offense with those guys on the field. And so it's a difficult position to take mentally, and they've done a really nice job. And Coach Luke has done a really good job with them.
Being able to score 41 points against Kansas, how did it feel to I guess you guys talk about just always wanting to score more and more points. I guess did that give your guys more confidence knowing that they can put a lot of points up on the board?
Yeah, I think they have a lot of confidence in being able to score points. And they did a nice job of it against an opponent on the road in the Big 12. And I think that's the biggest thing is you focus on scoring touchdowns because we've moved the ball most of the season here lately pretty well. We've shot ourselves in the foot occasionally, but scoring touchdowns in this league, and especially in a game like Saturday where you can score touchdowns is the biggest thing.
Was there anything in that Kansas game that you saw that maybe you hadn't seen the whole year that you hope kind of carries over into this game?
I just think that our guys started the game fast. We were able to overcome an early mistake, and I think that's a sign of a team that's matured a little bit. And so I was really proud of how hard they played, how well we executed. Probably our fewest mistakes that we've had all season in terms of MAs, and they were right back this week. And for 2 days we've had a really good approach. All right, I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, y'all have a good one.